Good morning.
Don't laugh at me.
I did. I already did.
Oh, wait.
You can't
Wait.
stop me.
I got it.
Is the microphone on?
It's on, but it's at the wrong setting. Sorry.
But it wouldn't have really mattered today, would it?
Yeah, because it would pick up the noise of the computers and stuff like
okay.
that because it was on omnidirectional mode.
Omnidirectional.
Omni.
Well, good morning. Happy Monday.
It's a slow morning. It's like a low,
I'm like,
it's like a low energy morning,
I'm like
right?
so quiet. I think I'm quiet because my head is killing me today, but that's okay.
I'm sorry.
No, you didn't do it.
I know.
But thanks for your sympathy, your compassion.
Of course. Well, it is Monday, June the 30th.
30th.
Last day of June. And I misspoke on Friday. Apparently, Benjamin corrected me in the comments when I said that.
That's always a faithful son.
What I meant to say was that effective tomorrow, we are closer to 2050. Seriously? We're closer to 2050 than we are to 2000.
Yeah, see, I did it your way.
Yeah.
So it looks like our video might be down.
Yeah,
or
it'll be just a second.
So we're going to keep going. I don't know if you can hear us.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can. Resume now.
Oh.
Ta-da! Thanks for sticking through that with us. I don't really know what happened, but we're back.
We are back.
I thought it was the Facebook issue again
No.
from last week.
Look, we're back, although I'm not there.
We're watching on my phone just
sorry.
to be able to do comments.
There I am.
So happy Monday. It just should be a Monday thing, I guess, for that to happen.
Right. This is the last day you can say you're closer to 2000 than you are to 2050.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Is that right?
I don't know who you heard it from. Benjamin corrected the date, but no, I don't know. Hey, so I'm Tammy.
I'm Seth.
We're the 4031 family, and we're really, really glad you're here.
We are.
We hope you
here.
had a great weekend.
We had a pretty good weekend.
We did. Yesterday was our monthly family celebration and celebrating our girl Casey. Had her birthday earlier in June, but life being life, it's hard to get 12 people together at the same time. So we celebrated yesterday, and she wanted ratatouille.
It was really good.
I think it started kind of as a joke because I had mentioned to her at one point when I was in college, I was studying hotel management. I know, one of the many, many avenues that I went down, and I had to take a cooking class.
Well, you do run a hotel.
It's just children. I had to take a cooking class, and it was a once a week night class. So it was really, really small. I think there were 7 of us in there. So the teacher really got to know us, and she got to know that I don't like vegetables. Didn't then, don't now. It's just who I am.
Except for potatoes.
I love potatoes. And I can do broccoli, but nothing else. So my teacher made me make ratatouille because in order to cook the things for our cooking class, we also had to taste them. So she thought that was fun. I mean, she legitimately acknowledged she did it on purpose. So I told Casey about this, and she's like, "You mean you would make whatever I want you to make for our birthday dinner?" I said, "Well, I mean, within reason." And she said, "I want ratatouille." I'm like, "Have you ever had it?" No. But she wants it mainly also because of the movie. My Casey is very much, she loves her Disney animated movies, and she loved that movie and has always wanted ratatouille. And it was her birthday. So we did. I went and bought the vegetables. And
zucchini and squash.
I sliced
and
them. And I diced the onions, and I diced the green bell pepper, and sliced eggplant, zucchini, tomatoes, and squash. And then Dad did the rest of it.
Here are the pieces. You put it together.
Like, I'm not simmering onions and peppers. The smell, like when that started wafting through the house when you were sauteing them, it was like, ugh.
No.
I did not enjoy it.
It
But I will
smells
admit,
so
when
good.
everything was cooking, there was a moment I was like, this smells pretty good. I guess it was the onion. I think at that point I started smelling. I don't know what it was. There was
so
something the fragrance bloomed at some point in cooking. But fortunately for me, we were also cooking chicken tenders. And the smell of the vegetables didn't transfer to the chicken tenders, even though they were cooking in the oven at the same time. Some smells can bleed, and it didn't.
Yeah, I guess. Well, the ratatouille was pretty well covered.
Yeah.
So.
But anyway, so those who ate it, all but...
Me and Casey.
Holly, Zeke and Benjamin all tried it. So 5 of the 12 tried it. 4 of the 12 really liked it. Benjamin wasn't a fan, but he ate everything he served himself. I don't know how much he served himself, but he finished it. He just didn't like it. But Casey loved it.
It was really
She did
good.
her little boogie when she's happy about what she eats. I just love it. And I found I'm doing that myself sometimes too. When I'm craving something, and I eat it, I'm like, oh, this is so good. And I channeled the Casey, but yeah, she was so happy, and that made me really happy that we did that. So. And I think now that's going to happen again. So
I'm good with that.
I know. And again, Holly really liked it. Zeke really enjoyed it. He was disappointed when we went back and found it was gone.
Right?
So yeah, it was an experiment. Well done.
Here, you should pull up the picture on your phone. They don't care. Never mind.
It went well, and Casey was happy, and that makes me happy. So it was a good teamwork. Seth had told me when we first started talking about doing this that this is how it started.
As vegetables.
I was doing a nice pretty picture there.
I thought it turned out looking pretty nice.
It did. And that's how it ended.
Yeah.
I think it's blurry. But
it's blurry.
You get the idea.
Yeah.
You get the idea.
Well, it's blurry because you wear glasses.
Shush.
So your phone is set for weird
Thank
eyes.
you. Love you. I love you. All right. So yeah, that was our weekend. We hope you had a great weekend. And if there's any...
and then we had an impromptu game of hide and seek.
Oh, that was really funny. So we tried to do game time. Our kids, like different branches of the family now, they're finding game time is a fun use of moments, which is great.
And it can be. But then we had this weird... We're like doing this one of these, everybody read a card and we're sitting around in a circle and stuff like that. And then Zeke gets a card that's like, play hide and seek. Whoever is last to get found wins.
Well, and I was not looking for... I don't know. I was having a rough night. And so I wasn't really participating in game time in case
except
nobody
she was
missed
the first
it.
one popping
So
up.
Zeke's like, we can't do this. And everyone's like, what is it? He says, you have 20 seconds to go play hide and seek. And the last person found wins the card. No one moves because everyone's like, no one's going to do that. And I start putting my recliner down. And everyone's like, wait, we're doing it. And we did it. And it was funny. And I was the first one found, of course.
We had people.
Daniel was hiding in the attic. Jillian helped the attic stairs get closed. 3 people were hiding in our closet. Because Zeke is a boyfriend for Jillian, and everybody knew Zeke wouldn't go into the mom and dad's bedroom, much less the closet, which is in and around.
Yeah, he did, which we're going to have to figure out.
Because he's at the doorway. He's like, oh, this is scary. Oh, it's funny.
Yeah.
He hid in an empty closet that had a lock on it and locked the door from in the inside. So Zeke got to the door. He's like, oh, this is locked. Nobody can be in there. And then at one point, somebody leaves the bathroom, and then it was him, and he went back into the closet and locked the door again.
Well, I had heard Zeke go upstairs, and I had to go to the bathroom. So I snuck out of the closet, went to the bathroom, went back to the closet. That's a lesson I learned from my children, who, when we played hide and seek at a lake house that we rented a couple of years ago, and Stephen, it was, had...
Thomas left the kitchen and went upstairs.
So Thomas is seeking, and he goes into the kitchen, and then he goes upstairs. And Stephen had been behind the sofa, so Stephen leaves behind the sofa and goes into the kitchen. Thomas comes downstairs, he comes in, he looks around the sofa, goes into the bedroom, and Stephen goes upstairs. And I'm like, that's brilliant!
Well, see, I think that was one of the best nights of hide and seek, because we had gone, my dad had passed away rather suddenly, so we'd gone up a couple weeks later for the funeral service, and we just needed to decompress. And we went to a lake house on Lake Norman in North Carolina, which was between my family and Seth's family. And so nobody knew this house. and it was kind of in the woodsy area. So when you turn off the lights, it's dark. So Seth and I just sat there. It was like a 2-story atrium in the family room, and we could just watch the kids running through the catwalks and freaking themselves out because they don't know the house, and it's dark, and you hear creaking. That was the best night of hide and seek. And I think like anytime we rent a house, that's the night you have to do it when you don't know the house.
Yeah, it was fun.
It was a lot of fun.
Anyway.
Yeah, so you guys came to talk about Matthew 16:26, and we're talking about our life. And, well, it's our podcast, so there's our life.
So deal. You're watching.
Anyway, and we lost a viewer.
They're playing hide and seek.
They're playing hide and seek.
Where are they?
I think Holly's probably watching at work. I hope you're not getting in trouble. Hold it in.
Probably under
Don't
her desk.
laugh. Don't laugh. She's hiding under her desk.
I think we found something that tickles Tammy this morning.
Okay. I don't know why I keep looking at my phone.
I don't either.
The devotion's up there.
It is.
We're going to go ahead and start. Today, surprise, we're using devotions from the Institute for Creation Research. This is the Days of Praise. You can go to www.icr.org/DOP for Days of Praise. You can.
Seriously?
Seriously.
What is going on with...
Can you jump up? And I will get ready to press the button again. I'm going to keep talking because I'm really good at just vamping. So if you go to that website, icr.org/DOP, and then sign up for the Days of Praise, you will have it sent to your email, and you will also receive this handy dandy catalog. I did send it. Have it sent to your mailbox, snail mail, once a quarter. I pressed the button.
Your camera is connected. Yes, I know my camera is connected.
Hey, we're back up to a viewer. They found nothing.
I don't even understand what's going on.
Do you want me to pause the video really quickly?
No. There it is. Pause video.
And I'll
Zoom video. Oh my goodness.
I don't know what's going on.
Keep talking.
I don't know what to say. It says resume video. Okay, so the Days of Praise, go there, and I'll go ahead and just start reading. And hopefully at some point, I don't think we're going to get video back.
Yeah. Keep talking.
Okay, I'm going to keep talking, and he'll do what he does.
I'm going to keep working.
This video... Okay, I'll read from the... Can I have your reading glasses since you've got the mouse? All right, so...
This is fun, isn't it?
It's not fun at all. So today's... I looked to the camera as if they're there. Today's devotion is entitled...
I'm going to switch cameras, so it's going to look weird.
Profit and Loss, and it is from Matthew 16:26. For what is it a man profited if he shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul? Or what shall a man give in exchange for his soul? Hey, welcome back. That's really blurry. And small.
I know, buddy. Baby, just keep reading.
Okay. In these materialistic days, many people have become abnormally occupied with investments and returns, capital gains and losses, balance sheets, and cash flows.
That's true.
This is nothing new, of course. The prevalence of covetousness is so universal in one form or another that God had to place a prohibition on it in the Ten Commandments.
We talked about that when we did the Ten Commandments.
We did. It was really kind of cool. I was listening to the radio this morning after I had taken Holly to work. And there was a gentleman talking about a book that he's releasing called... I don't remember what it was called, and I don't want him to missay what it was. But it was basically looking for happiness. And he was talking about how he had sat down with 20 different people and had basically told them that they were going to be in his will and how much money they were going to be receiving from him. So they knew and they were pleased. We'll just scoot in.
Scoot in or I'm gonna...
We can just scoot in for today.
I'll move it back.
So he was talking to his friends and told the people, so this is how much money I have. This is how much money you will receive.
And then they killed him.
And he said, but he was in really good health. We'll just pivot our bodies. He was in really good health, and he's like, I expect to live till 120. Obviously, he wouldn't, but they were kind of, well, that kind of stinks. You tell us that you're going to leave us this, because this man was apparently very wealthy, is very wealthy. So instead of bequeathing things to him and his will for once he died, what he termed prequeath. And left it to them now. He gave them the money now. And he said it was the most amazing thing. I know, we're kind of tilted.
Okay, there you go. I mean,
you're going to deal.
That's good for now.
So it was the most amazing thing, he said, because he got to see people happy,
sure.
doing things.
And enjoying the fruits
of his gift.
And able to thank him for it at the time too.
Yeah. I remember my grandmother had done that at one point. My grandfather, when he passed, had been fortunate enough with all of his work and stocks and all kinds of stuff that he had left her a pretty decent legacy. So she was at a point for tax purposes that she needed to let some of that go. So she had gifted the grandchildren some cash, and I was able to get a car that I had needed for school. And my brother got a car, and it's these things that she had such joy in being able to know she was helping her grandchildren, but also she got to witness. Woo, hello.
I'm working on it. What I'm going to do is this.
No.
We're gonna no, you're okay. We're going to switch to that with the verse on it, so because it's better.
Okay. Anyway, so she was able to witness it and see the gift and the joy that her grandchildren received. That's fine. Oh, I'm getting so dizzy. Can you just leave it? That's fine. No, seriously. Stop.
Okay, well, I'm going to sit down, so let me put myself...
You can tell it's a Monday, right? We lost the viewer again. Somebody came back and left again. I don't blame them.
They've gone to get more friends.
Oh, I'm
You've got to
sure.
come see this. It's ridiculous. These people have it so together.
We have for the better part of the previous 45 episodes. We've had it together. Today it is not. But anyway,
that's okay.
It's definitely, money is definitely one of those really hot topics, and it can be the source of a lot of almost evil, but not evil, but a lot of angst and division among people.
Sure.
Those who want what other people have, those who are gifted something, whether it's through an inheritance or through a lawsuit or through whatever, we can throw it away. That's one thing that the article talked about on the radio this morning of, the people, if they've done research on people who've won the lotto or whatever, and so much money, and they're so miserable. Mm-hmm. I think I'd be up for the challenge to see how I'd feel, but I understand. Okay.
I won the lottery.
You didn't win money. I cost you money, but I appreciate your value of the win. That's very sweet.
I did win.
Points for you.
Thanks. I'll cash those in later.
All right. The Lord Jesus made a heart-searching... The Lord Jesus made a heart-searching comparison one day when he posed a surprising question relative to divine bookkeeping. That's a great phrase. Not even the riches of all the world could purchase one human soul, yet people often seem willing to sacrifice their souls in pursuit of riches. Is such an exchange really a sound investment?
No.
Merely to ask the question is to answer it.
Yeah.
Divine bookkeeping. I love that. And it's... he went in a different way than I went in my head. God's finances...
Well, that's because he's talking. Yeah. He's not talking.
About provision. I know, but that's where I went when I read the words.
The value.
Yeah.
Again, we're studying Job in our Sunday school, and that's one of the things that was mentioned a couple weeks ago is, mankind will do all sorts of things digging in the earth, trying to dig up pretty rocks, gold, platinum, or, whatever. But
we ignore the beauty in front of us.
Well, no, but the point in Job is we'll pursue all that kind of stuff, but none of that will buy us anything. It won't buy us happiness. It won't buy us wisdom, specifically in Job. It won't buy us joy. It won't save you. Well, you're still going to die.
You go back to sermon last week with the man who had a storehouse, a treasure trove of supplies to get through, and then, I've got so much, I'm going to tear down these storehouses and build bigger ones so that I can have even more plenty. And then the Lord says, "Dude, what are you doing? Your life's over tonight.
I'm calling you home tonight." Yeah.
It's so to miss out on living for seeking our earthly definition of riches is foolish.
Yeah. Yeah.
At which point all the children are sitting there going, "Yeah, Mom." But
Did they really? No, they didn't.
Okay. Earning wealth is good if it is acquired honorably and by the will of God. Ooh, that's good. But coveting wealth and hoarding wealth are foolish sins. And that's again seeking the Lord humbly. Mm-hmm. Seeking him first in your desires. Lord, yes, I would love to breathe a little bit easier financially, but still living to his desires for us.
Yeah. Yeah. I take a little exception maybe with the way that it's worded, if it's acquired honorably and by the will of God. Well, I would say all wealth is acquired by the will of God. However, it's God's will that some people acquire it to show the poor character.
Yeah.
That's the thing. What's the point of? We're in Job, so I'm stuck on wicked people, right? What's the point of wicked people having all of the wealth? Well, sometimes it's to show how wicked they are.
Yeah.
And reveal what their hearts are, right?
Yeah.
There where your treasure is, wherever your treasure is, there will your heart be also, And if you have amassed a fortune to yourself and don't give God the credit for it, then it's a dung heap.
Yep.
Yeah.
Here's another of many divine prophet-in-law statements. This is found from Proverbs 13:7. There is he that maketh himself rich, yet hath nothing.
Ta-da!
There is he that maketh himself poor, yet hath great riches. Mm-hmm. It's about our definition of what we give the value to.
Well, exactly right. It's about what we value, right? If you have your eternal soul, I guess is going to be the point of this devotion, then that's something that is invaluable. There is no amount of money on earth can purchase that for you. Yeah. It doesn't matter how much you have. You can't redeem your own soul. You can't keep yourself from death.
Are we finishing this? No, not yet. The true measure of profit and loss in this is the balance sheet kept in heaven. One must first glean an account there, however, and this means coming to God empty-handed on the basis of Christ's free gift of his own riches. Mm-hmm. 2 Corinthians 8:9 says, "Though he was rich, yet for your sakes he became poor, that ye through his poverty might be rich. He died for us, that we might live through him." Mm-hmm. Dr. Morris concludes, then once our heavenly account is established, here is real investment counseling. Matthew 6:19 through 21 says, "Lay not up for yourselves treasures upon earth, but lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven. For where your treasure is, there will your heart be also."
Yeah, that's true.
What are you putting your value in?
Yep. Yeah. Yeah, and the good job, baby.
Thanks. Well, we're very
orange tinted. Sorry, the white balance is off. We could change the overhead, make it a little whiter. Grab that.
Maybe we're almost
see if that
done.
helps. I know, but I'm curious. To the right. No, that turns it up. To the right. Yeah, that one. Again.
That's better.
Yeah, that's a little better.
Ta-da.
Ta-da. Anyway, sorry about the camera mix-ups.
It's a Monday.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. I mean, I kind of do know what happened.
TJ. Hey, TJ.
TJ. Wow.
It's good to see you. Sorry
up,
about what chaos there was while you were watching, but hey, it's good to see your name come across our screen. We hope you are doing
It's
well.
a little tiny face.
Yeah.
Assuming that his face
I don't know what's on his profile. I can't see it. But yeah, hope you're doing well.
Yeah, I would not advise going back and watching this one.
Well, listen. Maybe don't watch.
Listen.
Because it was a good discussion. It's definitely, people strive for wealth. People strive for more. I'm one of those people. I don't like living so tight to the vest. I don't like living watching every penny. I would love to have financial relief. It would be nice.
It would be.
But I know I'm not alone in that sentiment. But you have to make sure that the motives are right and that you're putting yourself in God's control. You're bowing to that control because he has control over you regardless of whether or not you're giving it to him. But it's not, is it succumbing to his control? It's submitting. Thank you.
Be still, he says in Psalms.
And that's in everything.
Yeah.
That's in everything.
Yeah.
Let him lead you. Listen to him. Pray to him and ask for guidance. But let him be that foundational source. Excuse me. And direction.
Mm-hmm.
Trusting in him.
Yeah.
Again, in Malachi, he says, test me. Bring him your challenge and see what he does.
Do your part. And see if I don't do mine. That's the thing you got to remember in that Malachi section. It's not, test me and see if I won't.
Yeah.
It's once you've done your part, sit back and watch.
Yeah.
Because God is not lax concerning his promises. So,
yeah.
Right.
That was a good one.
It was a good one. You're a good one. And a Trotman. I don't know who the good ones are.
I am blessed to be a Trotman. One of the best things God ever did for my life.
Well, we're blessed to have you here this morning. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah.
You can follow us on Rumble, Twitter, X, YouTube, Facebook. Those links should all be below this video.
Did you put an Instagram link up?
I didn't yet because we're not streaming there, although we have it.
Yeah, we're working on getting Instagram going.
It's Instagram.com/the4031family. Same thing.
Yeah.
There's nothing there yet, but feel free to go there and to follow us.
Be ready.
Be ready.
That's I know that Holly's going to be working on some kind of campaign to help us get some followers, and we'll do some kind of, she'll laugh at me for not remembering, some kind of like an OG sticker or like I don't know. Laugh at me now, Holly. It's okay. But it's something for being one of our beginning followers and just helping us to gain that avenue of outreach.
Yeah.
This isn't to gain a mass following for Seth and myself, but it's to gain a following for the Lord. And if we can, even if you're already a believer and you're one of God's children, it's still an amazing way to outreach because it gives us a way to iron sharpening iron, to come shore each other up, and to help give each other more ammunition to fight the fight.
That's exactly right.
And reach more people.
Yeah.
Because God desires this relationship with him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
so
good.
Come be with us. Walk the fight with us. And hopefully you'll have some fun and some laughters at our expense along the way.
Well, now, wait a minute.
Anyway, we're going to go ahead and go. If
Tomorrow,
you have any...
tune in for a cream pie.
No,
we're not going to do
no.
that.
If you have any prayer requests, please feel free to drop them in the comments below or just say, pray for me. And, we will.
Or you can email us at praywithme@the4031family.com and we'll be happy to do that.
Yeah.
Check us out at the 4031family.com. We got a bunch of stuff there. We should come up with some morning moments swag. We should do that. We should do a morning moments mug. It's perfect. It's alliterative and everything. Right?
Sure.
We can even put like bullet points on it with M's at the start. It's like the alliterative mug. No?
I love him. All right, we hope you have an amazing day. We hope yours goes better than our technical difficulties has caused our day to start. We hope to have these figured out so we can not have them happen tomorrow.
We will. I think I know what happened with the phone.
Okay, but we will be back tomorrow at 9:30 Central.
Same bat time.
Same bat station?
Channel.
Whatever. He still loves me. For the 4031 family, I'm Tammy.
I'm Seth.
Remember, he's God.
We are not.
Have a great day, guys. We'll see you tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye.